Lately on the channel, I've been talking about this whole idea of identity change and how it's the most important aspect in creating any type of real permanent change in your life. I've been so fascinated by this topic that I've been writing it on my blog, talking about it on social media, and I received some feedback, some kind, genuine feedback from subscribers to my email newsletter. And the idea of changing your identity wasn't taken so favorably. A lot of the responses I received from people was, I don't want to change who I am. I like who I am. I love myself. And I get it. I'm all about self-love and self-acceptance. What I mean about identity change is not about disliking yourself or not accepting who you are. It's about self-image. Identity change in regards to self-development is about your self-image. Personal change in any aspect of your life starts with your self-image, with the relationship you have with yourself. With that being said, here's the real reason why people struggle making changes in their life and getting their habits to stick. It's not that you're lazy, it's not that you lack motivation, and it's not that you don't have enough willpower. Those are just stories we tell ourselves that are driven by our self-image. Those are the symptoms of why we struggle, but not the cause. And we need to diagnose and tackle the cause and not the byproduct of why we're struggling. Self-image or identity is the reason why it's so common for many people when it comes to their health and fitness to be able to drop the weight but can't keep it off. And I say this symbolically for our entire lives, whether it's trying to get ahead in your career, making more money, overcoming something that's blocking you like anxiety. Whatever the goal is, it all comes down to your self-image. It's the reason why anytime we start a new habit, it eventually doesn't stick. It's the reason why New Year's resolutions are useless. Your self-image is the foundation. It is the internal blueprint and concept that you hold of who you are. If you were to think of yourself as a highly sophisticated computer, your self-image would be the operating system. If you were to make changes to the software and programs on the computer by adding new habits, behaviors, and new ways of thinking that the computer doesn't understand or isn't used to, it's going to reject the programs. Your current self-image as the operating system of who you are is going to reject these new ways of behaving and will make sure any behaviors or attitudes that you introduce that is not in aligned with the operating system, with your current self-image, it's going to try to always bring you back to your current default state. That's what I mean by shifting your identity. We have to work on our self-image and not the symptoms of our self-image. Let's go back to those stories I mentioned earlier that we typically tell ourselves for being the reasons why we can't make change. We're too lazy, I'm unmotivated, and I lack willpower. And let's take them in the context of health and fitness. It's not because you're lazy, you're not waking up every day and working out or eating healthy. Feeling that you're lazy is just a byproduct of your self-image that believes you're not healthy or fit. It's just a story you told yourself repeatedly. It's not that you personally lack motivation. What could be more motivating than a person's own health, than wanting to be fit and muscular and to have a great body and living a long time? You just need to link that motivation of being healthy and fit to an identity. You want to choose to take on the identity of, I'm a fit, muscular athlete who loves taking care of my body and loves being active every day. That's an identity. You need to show interest in health and fitness and derive your motivation from that. Motivation is about curiosity, interest, and rewards. So ask yourself, if you were to take on that identity of being healthy and fit, what would the rewards be in your life? What would the benefits be? What are the rewards of changing your self-image to someone who is healthy and fit? What would that look like for you? Find what interests you and allow that to be your motivation. Another story we tell ourselves is about willpower, that we lack willpower. It's not that you lack willpower why you can't stick to your goals. First of all, if you're someone who hasn't given much attention to health and fitness in your life, why the hell would you have willpower? You've been doing the exact opposite for a long time, most likely. Willpower is like a muscle that you build over time that keeps getting stronger and stronger. It's like a reserve of strength that you can tap into when you need to, but it's not why you're not meeting your goals. Also, too, if you have to solely rely on willpower in order to do something or not to do something, chances are it's not going to last very long because you are going to have to muster up so much willpower and strength every day that eventually it's going to take a toll on you. It's going to wear you out and you run the risk of giving up. But when you create an identity, when your self-image matches your intentions, you don't have to rely on willpower that much because what you do is who you are. You do what you do because it's who you are. It's part of your identity. Your self-image will dictate what you can accomplish. It'll dictate how successful you're going to be at a goal you set. So that's what identity change is really all about. Start with who you want to be. Start with the person I want to be. Look at the relationship you have with yourself right now, and then look who you want to be in the future. What does that relationship with yourself look like? What do you need to let go of? And where do you need to grow? So yes, loving yourself, self-acceptance, yes, that's critical. You can't make any change by beating yourself up. It's not going to work that way either. The bottom line is you have to work on your self-image. All these other things like being lazy, unmotivated, not being smart enough, X, Y, and Z, they're all part of the self-image that we are holding on ourselves, the operating system. That's what we need to shift. So it really starts with just making a choice of the person you wish to become. Thanks for watching.